Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. Let's look at this again. Hold on. I want to see that good old splash screen, right? Ooh. Game Tech. Gremlin graphics. Game Tech, notable for publishing a lot of Jeopardy, if you remember, in those Wheel of Fortune games. Gremlin graphics, though. You might have heard a little game, it's K-On!, called Zoop. Not Zool. Zoop. Yeah, what a stash. Like I said, Burmick, one of the best mustaches in the business, in my opinion. That business being racing. Let's get our name in here. It's just Mansells. Let's put our name in. Here we go. Okay. This game came out everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. But each version being a little bit different, right? Difficulty level, arcade and simulation. Let's leave it arcade for now. Kilometers per hour, miles per hour. For my American friends, let's put this to miles per hour, I guess. Let's make sure our controls are good. X for acceleration is unhinged. God, you know, these are all not good, if you ask me, but it's... Look at this one. This one is accel and brake on up and down. This one is, no, turn your gamepad upside down and steering on the right. At Burmick, look. Those Brits don't know what to do with all these extra buttons. The Amiga had one button, okay, and a stick. So they're just like, I don't know. I guess you pick which side you want the steering to be on. I guess, right? What else are we gonna do with all these things? So, funnily enough, if you don't know, Gremlin game graphics eventually became part of Infogrames. If you don't remember that Infogrames song, yeah, that's them. That's them. Okay. All right. I guess we'll stick with this one. I guess. X and A to brake. No other buttons in. You're up, you're down, which I'll probably pick automatic for the sake of keeping things normal. Let's check out Mansell's advice. Yeah, give me some advice on South Africa, Mr. Mansell. 7 laps of the Kyalami racetrack, sure. Oh, look at this. That is indeed the... Oh, what's the name of this car? Don't focus. Maybe I was giving white guys too much praise. You're right. Not Elf Cannon. I know it says it. This is the Williams... Shit. Is it obviously the F1? It's an F1 car, but it's like Williams was renowned for its... I think it might be the F4B? No, FW... Is it FW48? No. FW40 is the name of the newest car. I'm trying to remember. It's definitely FW something. 14B? It might be that one. It might be that Williams FW14, which is a extremely well-known car driven by Nigel Mansell for much winning. Let's put it that way. Not to get too much into F1 history. I used to watch a lot of F1. And yes, they also did the Top Gear games, which we might look at some more of those a little bit later. Obviously, the aerodynamics of this stuff, like high, generally speaking, means higher top speed sometimes. Let's leave this on default. I will choose a soft tire, which generally might mean I have to come in a little more for getting new tires, but we'll see. We'll see. So where's the stunt mode in this thing? It's not that kind of a racing game. Let's stay with automatic. All right, here we go. Set high in the mountains. Look at this. Mr. Mansell! So happy to tell you about this. Set high in the mountains. The major challenge is to overcome the effects of the thin air. The reduction in air pressure means less drag. But the oxygen starved engines produce less power with the short circuits, a few long hills. Great. Other version of this game, if I recall, had voice acting. Whether or not it was Mr. Mansell himself, I'm not sure. I had this game growing up. How much do I remember about it? Not a lot. Oop, he said, and oh god.
Good.
Good.
Close. Good.
Good. Mr. Mansell, what's wrong? Why is your face melting up there? Oh god. Like this though, it's like, you know, tell me. Oh god, I was fixing my headphones. It's like telling me like the racing line for like where the guy is going. Right? It's also like giving me the idea of the average speed to take the turn. This is novel for the time. Slow? Not say it's that slow, Mr. Mansell. I think you're saying like slow. Slow because I need to slow down.
Good.
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 Good. What if I went faster though? What if I went faster, Mr. Nigel? I'd say I went faster. Except for that time I crashed. Oh, look at that! My average speed couldn't better because that one time I crashed, but, you know. Can we get those sound clips on the soundboard? If I'm not mistaken, Del Focus, the sound clips sound way better in other versions of this game. Probably the Amiga version might even sound better, right? Alright. Let's do this for real. I don't want them to sound better. No, no, no. Trust me. I knew what you meant when I said better. I knew what you meant. This is one of the first racing games I remember playing when I was a kid. Made me understand the concept of qualifying for a race. What is qualifying? Qualify! Qualifying for a race means you gotta do a lap, which will tell you where you start, right? You ain't gotta qualify for like Mario Kart. But this is a serious racing game. You could have practiced, I think. Did I just like not do it? I would say Human Grand Prix, if you recall, another F1 game that we'd looked at and ranked already. Oh god. We're fine. Also had Practice and Qualify, right? Which, another game where I learned what qualifying was because of that, right? But, I think you can automatically tell, looking at this game, there's no physics. There's no physics here, right? This is just Rad Racer physics. You know? I don't actually have to, you know, take an apex, one might say, as even though Mr. Mansell was trying to point one out to me in Mansells advice. Just sit on the inside, right? Go onto the inside at the beginning. Oh, look at this fun little effect. Oh, I didn't beat Schumacher. Real race car drivers here, though, right? Mika Hakkinen back there. Jean Alesi. Michael Schumacher up top. I don't remember Berger. I think it's... I don't remember his name. Suzuki, I recall. He's got a couple, actually, Super Nintendo games of his own. So is Katayama over there. The two only Japanese names I recall that were part of F1. All right, let's race a real. Yeah, it's got weather and stuff, and I think it does impact, you know, your tires and stuff like that, obviously. All right, go, go, go. I fucked up that start, but it's fine. Oh, everyone passed us. Look, you can see like a little bit in your rear view, which is kind of neat. That's a neat effect. Even though it's the tiniest rear view mirrors you've ever seen with this perspective. But like, you know, this is like on par with something like I would say a Sega Genesis. Oh god. A Sega Genesis favorite Super Monaco GP, perhaps? I would say Monaco GP is maybe a little more iconic in a way. Because this game is pretty austere, is what I'll say. It's not a whole lot of effects. There's not a whole lot of music, obviously. Even for the Super Nintendo era, where if you forget, or if you forgot, back in the day, a lot of racing games, you had to choose music or engine noises. Only get one or the other. Super Nintendo started to have enough, oh god, have enough memory to allow you to do both. But this game decided, no. We're at least getting, you know, like the sound of other cars here. You know, like actual collision sounds even. Oh god. I do kind of like it not having BGM in racing games. Yeah, and like some people want that because it's real. But this game's not even doing physics, so like, why, right? But I also grew up with this era of racing games, so like, I get it. It doesn't bother me, right? Definitely people that are probably grew up with games in the PS1 era and forward, right? Probably, God. Oh, God. Probably have different feelings about that, right? But also, you know, like, I will say this. I think this game looks pretty good. Right? I'll say this game definitely looks pretty half decent. Like, there's changes in elevation, right? And it's just too much of the screen is not enough of the racing part. Right? It's like, I feel like most of this game is taking place only on the lower half. So much so, I'm not even looking up at, like, my time or position, because I can't, because it's too far away from the racing action, and it makes me take my eyes off the road. There's some sort of physics going on if you can alter it downforce. Yeah, I guess, but it's not, like, you're not drifting in this game, right? It's Kaon? Oh, God. I believe my tires have worn. The tire wear is dictated by those black dots you see underneath my gear. That, and I can feel like the car have a lot less give. Like, F1 tracks, generally speaking, don't have a whole lot of elevation on them, but some of them do, right? And generally speaking, they usually have a lot more than what this game is depicting, right? I will say, you know, this game did try to get, like, the general shape of... the general shape of the tracks to be fairly accurate, right? So, you know, no details in the pit. It's getting wet. Hurry up! 4 seconds to change a tire is already way too long. Also, it stopped raining. Fuck. Fuck. How many more laps? 3 more laps, okay. I got a lot of ground I gotta make up. Ooh. I will say though, like again, I like the way this game looks. I also really okay, it is raining still. I do like this game's sense of speed quite a bit. I think it has a it moves, right? And I would expect that from the team that made Top Gear, which has an incredible sense of speed. So much so that I think that game is broken. Also, Jesus Christ. Because I don't have a good sense of physics, per se, it is really hard to gauge your understeer in this game. Because the tires don't make any squealing sound or anything like that, right? So you just have to kind of hope to God you're going at the right speed going into a turn. Like, there is a sense of the car not, like, understeering. I'm not getting a feel of the car oversteering. Right? Because your car doesn't shift off axis with the road in the direction it's going. Because your car's not modeled in a 3D space, right? So, like, the only thing I'm feeling is my car understeer more off the road. God. Ooh. That and those, like, turn markers are always right up against the edge of the road, which means you cannot play with the, like, the road bumpers, right? Like, oh, God. Like, the edge of the road where you see, like, the blue and white checker pattern, which you watch, like, actual F1 racing, like, they use every inch of the road as possible, including that, right? In this game, you cannot. You should not. Yeah, I need Nigel telling me, good, slow. Ah, God! See, it's like, oh, if I almost hit that pole, I was toast. We're doing good, though. Up 3 positions since... Oh, God! See what I mean? Like, that car just veered way off. I didn't oversteer. I understeered. Should have went slower, to be honest. I'm still in 5th. Come on. Come on. Woo! I will say this engine noise is maybe to be desired. I mean, could use a little less high-pitched whine, especially in the era of V12 F1 racing, where... When's the last time you've heard an F1 car, oh God, scream like the F1 cars of the 90s, right? It is truly something to behold. Should I have pit? It's the last lap. I should just take these turns real easy, if I can. See if we can stay ahead. I don't know if I'll catch up to the guy in first place, but... You got... Ooh. I just felt my car, like, swing off to the right. Okay. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Thankfully, I do have the map on the left side there, which I'm going to try to look at a little more just to, like, know when the turn is coming up at least, right? This is mode 7 though, right? Yes, technically yes, I think so. But with the way it's canon, it's like, wouldn't it still be using like mode 7 for the way like the sprites, like the objects coming at the screen and stuff would, right? Like the turn markers or the tire obstacles and stuff. Would that not be using like mode 7 to handle like the scaling of it? I would have thought it would. Not bad. Oh, Gerhard Berger. That's the name. That's his name. Guy that came in first, sir. They could just have 3 versions of sprites in memory like Cedric's. Yeah, I guess. You're right. I guess you're right, because it's like the way they're scaling is not noticeably as gradual, I think, as Mode 7 would probably do it, right? Also, look at that password. Yeah, sure thing, Nigel. Let me just write this down. At least it has, like, the grace to give me the numbers in a different color than the letters. That's something. That's something. Yeah, Gerhard Berger FC. Come on, Delfocus, get with the program. You know. It's where we saw those really gnarly ass hot dogs that have no, you know, no grill marks on them. Oh yeah, great. Also, Delfocus typing out the password for my chat in case they want to play along at home. Getting second place in the first the first race for this season. Yeah, no practice. Look at that, no practice here. I guess if you want to practice, you gotta take Mansells' advice or do the driving practice here, right? Anyways, let's take a look at some of these other tracks really quick. I was always fond of this Spain track, otherwise known as Circuit de Catalunya, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty fast track, but it's a lot of fun turns in it too. Hard, soft, and wet. Yeah. Stick with the hard tire this time. Should I try one of these different aero options? See if it makes a big difference. More aero generally means more downforce. More downforce, generally speaking, can mean better turning, I think, right? So if you ever look at what's it called? I forget what it's called, but F1 cars have like, oh, DRS, that's it. DRS means on an F1 car, like its rear wing like opens up and it can close, and when it opens up it's like perfectly flat, and what it basically does, it's like, yeah, dynamic, I don't know what the R and the S specifically is, probably something system. But like, long story short, it's like if you're like within, I think, 2 seconds of the car in front of you, you're allowed to open up on certain parts of the track, right? Which lets you pass them more easily. So it's like you get a small little speed boost dynamically. If you're like trying to pass one. Oh yeah, look at that. My top speed is definitely like, oh god. My top speed is definitely a little bit lower, right? Before I picked like whatever the default medium setting was, and I think I was able to go like 200 miles an hour, and now I'm only going like just a little over 180. Does it feel like I turn better? I don't know. Again, not a whole lot of physics in this game. It's a little hard to tell. I'm probably doing some of these corners possibly faster than I could have otherwise, but god. I kind of wish it gave me an option to like choose how many laps I want to do. I wonder if that's tied to like the difficulty setting that I chose, because I chose arcade, right? As opposed to simulation. Because if it was a real F1 racer, you'd be over like 50 some odd laps, depending on the track. Oops. Let's try this really quick. Let's go to Canada. Yeah. Gilles Villeneuve, right? The popular, probably most popular Canadian race car driver, right? Yeah, it's in Montreal, right? I was wondering if it was Toronto Indy. No, F1! It's different. Oh, crap. Oh, God. Actually, this feels different. This feels a lot different. Hold on. This feels crazy different now that I've chosen simulation. I've totally forgotten this if I used to do this when I was a kid. Let's take Mansells advice here really quick. Let's also change to a soft tire. Let's also set this back to medium. It felt like, I don't want to say there's more physics on the car, but like the car felt a lot less direct when I was trying to get to turn. Like I have to actually wait for these tires that you can see, right? When they like actually turn on their axles. It actually felt like I had to wait till they like actually turned over. So basically it doesn't just like make you go like there's not just like three states of direction of left, right, or going straight. Now it feels like the car actually has to change direction, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
Good. Thanks, Nigel. I wouldn't call that turn I just did good, but it's like you can tell even just like when I'm like going left and right on the straightaway, right? Like how much the car has to swing, right? Oh God.
Good.
Oh God, now I understand why you might need to actually take an apex. But there's still no concept of oversteer still. Jesus, it's just all understeer. So it's like,
good.
You know, you can't slide an F1 car necessarily. Or it's not very... Not slide. It's like, I can't spin out in this game, right? Which, you watch a lot of people playing, like, simulation F1 video games. Spin out all the fucking time because you're going too fast, right? That or, like, you're trying to gun it when you shouldn't. Focus. Nice. This feels terrible all of a sudden. Yeah. Like even if I was to do that first track that I'm familiar with, South African one. Let's give ourselves the best case possible. Let's give ourselves soft. Let's go high here. Let's keep it on automatic. It's like my car technically should be a bit slower, but more grippy in the turns. Oh, God. Like, oh, God, this feels terrible. Fast, you say? I don't know how fast you could really go. I'll try to, like, stay, like, where Nigel is, but...
Good.
And, like, try to match the speed of what it recommends.
Close.
Oh, boy. No, I can't do that. Oh, God. This is not good. It's also, like... This is making me wonder what this game is like on other systems that actually have a joystick. Most joysticks... It's Kaon, you can probably answer this if you're still with me. Did the Amiga joystick have any analog to it, or was it just a four-way? Like four-way switch joystick? No analog? I didn't think so. And like, I'm going to assume a lot of those British computers basically did not have analog inputs, generally speaking. It's just micro switches all the way up and down, generally speaking, right? Oh, God. So, yeah, like, this sounds simulation. I don't want to say it's like unplayable, but like I wouldn't call it good. I'll put it that way. I could just suck at it. I'm sure there's some sicko out there. It's like, oi, bruv. You know, Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. In it, simulation mode only. Right? And meanwhile, I'm out here like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh yeah, I guess in theory it might have supported a mouse. You're right about that. You're right. But like, on arcade is kind of the only way this feels playable. Someone won the championship. Did you look up like the speed run of this game, Dull Focus? Are they playing on arcade or simulation though? Arcade or simulation? See, look how much more direct this looks, right? So the car is never going off at... Oh, that's the difference. That's the difference here. Okay? So in arcade mode, we can... When I turn my car, it's never going off axis of the road. So like, the road is always straight like this. So when I turn left, it's almost like the car is like strafing. Ah, see? On arcade. There you go. God, is there not like a board specific for simulation? Or are they just like, everyone's like, no, don't do that because this game is not good for that. But yeah, when I'm in here in arcade mode, oh, there's only one run? Well, here we go. It's Stone Protectors and Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. Here we go. No. God, no. Let me get to my point. In arcade, who the fuck is Nigel? God, you missed it. You missed it. He's right there. There's Nigel. Okay. So in arcade mode, your car never goes off axis because your car is always facing the direction the road is going, like an arcade game, right? But if I change this to simulation, there we go. Again, even if I was to give myself a better chance of turning here. Race! Your car can actually go off axis with the road. See? I couldn't do this when I was playing in arcade mode. I can't go off angle off the axis like this. I can't turn the car around, notably. So there's that. Are limits to how much your turning radius I have, but clearly I can't, you know, take the car all the way off-road, or nor can I actually turn the car in the opposite direction. I don't think. I don't know. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Maybe. I can't tell which way I'm facing. Oh, I think I am going backwards. But I don't see road. There's road. Oh, well. But yeah, that's the difference. It gives more... attempts to give the driving a little more analog, but clearly there's no physics model on the car because I can't drift. I can only understeer, generally speaking, it seems. So, that makes sense. I think we've seen enough of this game. Let's get this on the list. I have quite a few other games to look at today, so. Nigel Mansell. Look, I think Nigel Mansell was maybe my favorite F1 car driver growing up, just by virtue of when I got into it growing up. It's basically, you know, it's Nigel and it's Ayrton Senna, right? Those two had some incredible duels back in the day. You will find no shortage of clips on the internet of Senna in his incredible Ferrari chasing down this Williams car, right? You think Nigel could take Dale Earnhardt? Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? Absolutely. Nigel had to turn 2 directions, Ganj. Dale only had to turn 1 direction. You will never be an American, you piece of shit. Lucky me then, I guess. NASCAR is fine. In fact, I think NASCAR is awesome. So I'm just throwing shade because I know I can. Where's this game rank? I think this game is okay. I would not call it great. I think playing it in simulation is a little bit, a bit unplayable. I'd be curious if I was looking around YouTube, which I'm not going to right now. It's like if there's anyone out there playing on simulation mode only and seeing kind of how well they're doing, but that's some extra sicko mode maybe I'm not ready for. Let's say this much. I think this game's better than Super Godzilla on arcade mode. I think it's better than Rise of Robots, speaking of other British game development. I think it's better than The Mask. I will never respect sport where the drivers often fail to drive. It's Can. They failed to drive in that circle because there's like 30 cars on the track and they all have to drive the exact same car, right? To spec. A very tight spec, one might say, right? Not as tight as, say, F1, right? But a very, very tight spec. That is why it's impressive, right? And they're all pushing and shoving, right? It's incredible. I am not lying when I say that. I think driving NASCAR is incredible, right? That's why it's boring? No, it's canon. I think people who watch F1 also can attest sometimes watching racing is boring, right? Even if you have to turn 2 directions. Yeah, F1 is nuts though. I agree. But also, it can be extremely boring. You know? Tell me about that, like maybe how many seasons ago when Max was just dominating nonstop. That wasn't fun. It's like, thank God Lewis Hamilton was able to challenge him a couple times, right? They made DRS because of that, because it was too boring. Nigel Mansell, though. You're better than Deep Space Nine in this case. I think you're better than Maui Mauer and Cold Shadow. Better, definitely, than Battletoads and Battlemaniacs and all these Spider-Man games. Zipper merging really is the best strategy. Why does nobody in NASCAR do it? I have no idea what you're talking about, Ganj. I have no idea. I am not up to snuff on my race strategy. My thoughts on the zipper merge are my most right week. I don't even know what that means! Speaking of game tech games, I'd say this is better than Jeopardy. I think also Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing is better than Mortal Kombat 1. It's definitely better than Hunt for October. Zipper merge is when one lane ends and you're just supposed to let people in. Oh. But I will never. We all saw the lane ending. Yeah, look. I agree. I do agree. I think also it's like people need to come in. You need to let them in. But at the same time, it's like we don't have time to get into this. I don't have time to explain why zipper merge exists. Is Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing better than Faceball 2000? Yeah, I think so. It's better than Soldier of Fortune. What isn't Soldier of Fortune, or what isn't Nigel Mansell better than? I just never called it that. Don't focus. I just always called it just a merging to a single lane or something like that, right? Is Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing better than Psycho Dream? Zetter. Stop it. I think I want to say it's better than Duncan Hoop. I'll tell you one thing. I think... Where's Zoop? No, not Zoop. Sorry. Zool. I actually got them confused this time. Yeah, okay. We're better than Zool, at least, when it comes to Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. It's definitely not as good as Top Gear. Absolutely not. It's not as good as Super Bowling. It's not as good as Final Fight. It's not as good as Super Bases Loaded or Run Saber. It's not as good as Knights of the Round. It's not as good as Super Tennis. It's not as good as Lemmings. No, it's not. It's not as good as Cool Spot, unfortunately. It's not as good as Slam Masters. It's not as good as Rama 1/2 Oogie Junkin. It's not as good as Super Real Mahjong. Nor Shanghai 2. I don't even think it's as good as Alien 3. But I do think it's better than Duncan Hoop, but just not better than Psycho Dream. So, congratulations to Nigel Mansell, you mustache mother. God, what an incredible mustache. Well, the funny thing is like he also shaved it off at one point. I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't even recognize him. I think he like mostly keeps it shaved off these days too. Just nuts. Come on, Nigel. Oh, he did it for charity? I didn't realize that. That's nuts. I think he mostly keeps it shaved off though now, doesn't he? I don't not keeping up with my Nigel Mansell news. Never know. Stop it. Anyways, that game's okay. I think as long as you play that in arcade mode, you're all right. I think also if you basically just playing Rad Racer, right? Or Outrun. It's not even Outrun. Let's be honest. It's not even Rad Racer. Let's be honest with that too, right? Rad Racer, at least you get like that speed boost when you press up. Tire squeal sounds, right? It's got sick music along with your car going brrrr, right? It's pretty cool. But like Outrun, you could drift your car, right? Also, Outrun looks crazy. Outrun looks incredible. This game does not look incredible. It's fine. I think it looks good, but it's like, why is it all on like the bottom third of the fucking screen? Doesn't make any sense. I'm sure technologically limited in some way. I don't know. Just could be better, right? At least the intro music was hot. And those cool digitized 2D sprites of Nigel. Let's play another game. What else we got today? Basically here, Kemco, who published the last game, strangely enough, decided, hey, Gremlin graphics, go nuts. Go nuts for Top Gear 2. If you recall the first game, it was vomit-inducing. Insane frame rate and sense of speed, but kind of incredible at the same time. This is still too loud. Hold on. These video games are just not balanced when it comes to how much noise they are making. Right? Alright. Music on or off? Let's leave it on. Let's leave it on amateur for now, because this game can be pretty challenging.
Here we go now.
Here we go now, he says. Country selection. I don't know what this does. Oh, I see. So this is like stage select. You have to have a password to go to it. All right. I see how it works. I'm trying to go back, but every button is confirming a selection. So let's reset again. 2-player in it as well, just like the first game. Let's click start here. Okay. Player. That's me, player 1. One thing I'll say about this game immediately, this music is worse. Significantly worse. As much as of a bop this is, that first game has incredible music. Legendary, might even say. Yeah, I think... Yeah, acceleration, nitro, brake. Left and right on the shoulders? What are we doing? No. That's better? We really didn't know what the fuck we were doing back then when it came to controls for racing games. Really, really did not. I guess we're doing the same buttons as Nigel Mansell. Acceleration on the X button and brake on A. As opposed to this, which, no. Speed, miles per hour, sure. Alright. Going to Australia, or Australasia, as it says. You have no money to start. So this game, you actually have an, can buy upgrades for your car, interestingly enough. Also, did I just press start and start the race? Okay. How do I... Okay, here we go. Up and down here. So there's different tires. You actually have wet tires and dry tires. I don't know how you swap to them. I don't remember. Different gearbox. I'm assuming that's, well, acceleration. Nitro. Obviously, more nitro. Side armor. Your car has health in this game. Interestingly enough. Rear armor and also front armor. Sure. You can choose the color of the car. Let's go with a, how about cool blue? Alright. Stop it, Conj. There we go. Interestingly enough, all the cars look exactly the same. You don't actually get to choose a car like you do in Top Gear. And yeah, it's basically Rad Racer again. They says eat dirt, crash and burn, because like, oh god. Ooh, the frame rate is much worse in this game than I remember. It's not as smooth. I'm starting to see Gremlin Graphics' MO here compared to what Top Gear 1 was able to achieve. But at least it's the same, you know? Like, sorry, not the same. I mean, like, the frame rate isn't continually dipping up and down in a way that makes it it makes it like vomit inducing, right? Oh my god. Apparently Jeremy Clark's first job was as a traveling salesman for his parents' business, selling Paddington Bear toys. I did not know that. I'm just now imagining Jeremy Clarkson showing up and goes, power! Except somehow turning that into like Paddington Bear. Sell statement somehow. He goes, oh no. Moving on. That's basically what I remember Jeremy Clarkson for. It's pretty much just bear. That's weird to say. Shout out to the bear community is what I'm saying. Where's Taylor? I need to screen cap that and give that to Taylor. But you would understand. Yeah, I'm sure you would know how to make that work. I will say, I'm starting to realize how much of a Gremlin graphics game this is, given I'm also just looking at the bottom third of this screen and nowhere else. At least in Nigel Mansell's Racing Championship, or World Championship Racing, the map was on the left and lower, so I didn't need to move my eyes off the road to look at it like I do right now. But Pro here, the car makes noise and screeching noise, so I know when I'm at its limits for turning, and it's playing music at the same time. Valentine, how's it going? Me turning into the bear community being shout out. What a day. Look! Valentine, this is what allyship looks like. God. Oh, race over. Oh, jeez. Oh, we did not place well. 11th is not great. Well, shit. And back to the main stuff. Oh, God. There's no, like, individual race for this. There's no, like, time trial. There's no practice. It's kind of just go for it. And that's it. And you do every country's independent racetrack, and that's it. And that's it. Let's try one more time. I'm gonna actually, you know what? If it starts going bad again, I'm just gonna crime it. I will say, this game doesn't look very good. This game looks a lot worse than I remember, if I'm being honest. I did not own this growing up. Oh my god. I didn't own this game growing up, but I definitely rented it a couple times. It just sounds so much worse than the last game. It feels very European. I'm not going to say that's European complimentary in this case. It feels like a downgrade. I can't help but say it. Okay. I can say I think it's good that the frame rate is more stable, right? Because that's the first game's like weakness. It just, but that's also like, I'll admit, like Top Gear 1 is not the most incredible racing game on the Super Nintendo, but it being so wild is almost like why it's so unique, right? On top of the absolute banger music, on top of the way it looks and moves. Is it just Rad Racer? Yeah, so is this, you know, it's fine. Granted, I haven't upgraded my car enough. Oh my god, why can't I brake? Start more over here. Here we go. Right? I don't know. I think like when I think about like what makes for a Top Gear game, I think about that first game a lot more than I think about this game, or perhaps one other Top Gear game, which we had to play still. At least we're maintaining first place this time. Oh yeah, my nitro. Good point. That's a fun sound, right? Man, that was really moving. Thanks for reminding me about the nitro. Usually, just like Top Gear 1, you get 1 nitro per lap, right? So I've got quite a few built up here. I like that it goes poof, like that. That's fun, right? I forgot also, like, you know, the guy's like, move it and like shove it and da-da-da-da, right? Eat my dust. That is the most 90s shit someone could say these days, that's for sure. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, we didn't get first, but whatever. We're catching up. Just couldn't see myself getting that crash earlier, at least. Yeah, you get some money, right? Points, sure. Still in Australia. There's, you know, like, time of day changes and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. Engine's way too expensive. Get some dry tires. Doesn't tell you the difference between any of these. Get more nitro if I wanted. Forget armor. Let's not worry about that. Let's get better tires. Can't afford these. So let's go with that. Okay. Different music per track. Always a good sign. I don't think this is a boost on one situation like Mario Kart or anything. This music sounds like shit, though. I cannot lie. This sounds terrible. Ooh, there's jumps! I forgot about that. That's neat. Sure, why not? Oh god. Car did a spin, but it didn't actually spin. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's an arcade racer. Your car does not go off apex like it did in Nigel Mansell did, even. I do appreciate that sometimes there's like road obstacles. It's not like I kind of had to go by a tumbleweed there for a sec, and then there's obviously like construction signs. Sometimes you gotta drive around, da-da-da-da. I think I like ramped off some logs or something there. I couldn't really tell. Boy, this music sounds real bad. It's all I can hear now. I would, you know, not exactly call this enthralling. The racing is okay, though. It's fine. Burn rubber, he says. Oh god. Put the turbo in the next turn. Okay. You don't get turbo per lap. Okay. In the last game, you did. This one you do not. Oh god! I like that I can, like, actually hold onto the accelerator and press the brake at the same time to slow down, so I don't have to actually let off. Okay, we have one more lap. Gotta make this count. I find it very hard to get in first place at this point. Oh boy. Ah, come on. Yeah, God, come on. No. Man, how do I get around this car? Other than slow down, which I don't want to do that. There we go, fine. boost. Even though I cheated my way to try coming first. Couldn't do it. Need more speed, right? That being said, you don't have to come in first every single time. I don't think. Technically speaking, we're still first place in the championship table at least, which is what we need for like this season in Australia, right? What can I afford? Kind of should save up if I was playing for real, but let's do one more race. This is disappointing. I remember liking this game quite a bit. This is a lot weaker than what I remember. It's Kaon says, this is very Toe Jam and Earl music. And I would say it's Kaon. You need to check your ears and replay what Toe Jam and Earl music actually sounds like. In the menu, not the race? No, not even. Not even. That menu music does not exactly scream the spirit of 90s or 80s hip-hop. I would hypothetically say if I was a Sega fan, if I had that much of a connection to Toe Jam and Earl, I would maybe even be almost offended. I would say maybe like the sound font maybe is getting to the vibe of that, but I would not say it sounds like the melodies necessary to say, yeah, sure. It doesn't make me, want to break out record scratches and, MC yelling ad-libs on a microphone to it, right? And that's just speaking of the music, obviously. At no point does Top Gear look like it fell out of a 90s Trapper Keeper binder. Although, I don't know, maybe overseas in the EU, you tell me. I'm not even close to getting first place. Oh my god. I feel like I have not really screwed up either. I have 2 turbos left, which is not enough. I just don't have the top speed for this. I'm actually curious who did the music for this game. I might look that up later. I do like that there's significantly more like elevation changes in this game compared to like Nigel Mansell. But like elevation changes were something that was quite crucial to Top Gear 1 looking like the way it does. So like I'm not gonna knock that, but I'm also not really paying attention to like my fuel gauge. Some of the longer tracks later on will that'll be a factor, right? Where it's like it'll make you do more laps and you have to pit to get your fuel back, right? This is not Toe Jam and Earl. I'm sorry, it's Kaon. It's just not. If I was to be a lot meaner. It's not! No! It's Kaon, no! Not even close! close. Not even close. Compared to this? No! These drums are not hip-hop. This, you know what drums these are? These are, oi, hip-hop, bruv. That's what these drums are. That's, oh, no. Stop it. Stop it. Top Gear. Don't focus. Look, they eventually got to shit. What's fix up, look sharp. What's that guy's name? What's that guy's name? I forget. Dizzy Rascal, right? Is it Dizzy Rascal? I think it's Dizzy Rascal, right? What's that specific brand of hip hop called? Right? Right, grime, right? Grime. They eventually got the grime music, and that's fine. But like, dog, in the 90s? Nah. Like, nah. I'm sorry. Nah. It's not it. That ain't it. I'm sure there was something else. I don't know. I don't, my history lesson there is not, you know, on the UK garage scene. I don't have it. Right? I don't have it. But I know 100% for sure. Right? Toe Jam and Earl. It's not that. It's not it. Where's top Gear 2 rank? Also, I forgot to change the ticker. Shit. As I was playing that. What year did Top Gear 2 come out? 1993. Okay. Again, instrumentation, I'll give it maybe some pass in terms of the kinds of sounds it's making, but not even close to the rhythm and or the melody. Not even close to the construction of what that's Toe Jam and Earl soundtrack sounds like. But instrumentation, well, sure, because it's only so much you can get away with when it comes to those kinds of beeps and boops. As varied as it can still be, but I know what you mean. Yeah, let's get to the point. It's Kaon. I think you're right. I think this game is better than Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. In it. I think it is. I like that, you know, there's the different upgrade stuff. We didn't dive into it. I've played enough of that game where I know those upgrades do make a big difference. You know, I bought those tires out the gate, which is great, but also, like, you don't go fast enough with your car out the gate to make that feel like it has a difference. Because the engine upgrades are too expensive, the nitro's way too expensive at the gate even, but even that's not the same, right? I know it's actually funny. It's like, I didn't make note of it when we were playing, but like your car starts with only 4 gears, which is kind of dog shit, right? But when you upgrade your transmission, you get more gears. So in fact, you get a topper gear out of buying a new transmission. 4 on the floor. Now we're talking about drums. Anyways. That's why they call it Top Gear 2. If it was Top Gear 2, you'd only get 2 gears. What are you talking about, though, folks? I mean, I was driving automatic, so I couldn't tell, but... Actually, now that I think of it, I wonder if I upgrade your gearbox first, if your car actually can go faster. I would seem like I was topping out at like 120 somewhat odd miles per hour. About more gears, would I actually go faster? I don't know if I would. It might just, like, not be able to get past a certain gear if you have too many gears or something, right? Because you get 2 more gears on top of the 4. Oh. I see now. Duff Focus, let's put it this way. In Top Gear 1, you get cars with more than 4 gears out the gate. So what then? What then? What then? You know? I'm asking. Oh, yeah. Noticeably different music. Top Gear. Also, 1991. Gremlin Graphics. What's up? Someone notable did this music. I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was like a Fallens or something like this, but notably different. Oh, yeah! Now we're talking. Come on. Great. Automatic, please. Again, I don't want to make my D-pad upside down. I don't know why. Even this game has a normal. Yeah, put acceleration and brake on the right place and gear shift up there, not turning left and right. I don't know why the other game did that. Barry Leach, that's the name. Yeah. And Hiroyuki Masuno. Yeah. Those are absolutely the names I remember reading previous. Look at this. You choose a car. This game is very crucial to the fuel consumption of the car. You gotta pick a white car in this case. It's got the lowest fuel consumption and has the highest grip. Here we go. If you have issues with motion sickness... Also, it's way too loud. Sorry. It's way too loud. I love this music, but this is way too loud. Let's rewind. If you have issues with motion sickness, do not look at the screen. I apologize, but do not look at the screen. Oh god. Oh god. Frame rate. It's varying between what if I had to guess, somewhere between 10 to maybe 24, maybe even 30 in some cases, maybe even 60 in some cases frames per second all of a sudden. Why? I don't know. Because they're crazy. That's why. A bit of engine noise. Some tire squeal sounds, right? Second game had that covered. Birch game, so 25 to 50. That sounds about right. Actually, there's times where it feels like the game goes over that somehow. Playing at the wrong... I chose miles per hour in the other games too. It's chaotic. It always seems like whenever you get close to the finish line, the game goes faster. Like you can see there, like the second player screen looked like it went faster as soon as I finished, because it doesn't have to render the other player anymore. I always thought that was funny. This music fucking whips though. Oh, it's 50 FPS playing at a 60. That's true. That's true. We don't need to play more of this. This game is good. This game is... Top Gear 2 is certainly not as good as Top Gear 1, I don't think. Let me make sure I got the year of this right. Oh, I know. It's K-On! I know. Let's make sure I got this year right for the American release. Man, this came out on the Amiga CD32 for Top Gear 2 in 1994. That's fun. Okay, it is indeed 1993 for the Super Nintendo. Top Gear 2 is certainly better, I think, than Nigel Mansell's World World Championship Racing. But it's Top Gear 2 versus Cool Spot. Where's Top Gear 1? 117, very high. Fitting though. Because I would say, yeah, Top Gear 2 is not nearly as good as Stone Protectors. It's no Smash TV. It's not even as good as Bassin's Black Bass from last week. I don't even think it's as good as Final Fight or Run Saber or Yoshi Safari. I would say Knights of the Round is a better game. Is Top Gear 2 better than Zoop? It's a hard question, actually. It's better than Mega Man Soccer? Or is My Hero Zero going to yell at me if I say, yeah, of course it is? I played both these games in context as a rental game. I'll say that much. No, Mega Man Soccer is better. I think Macross Scrambled Valkyrie is also a better game. I think Super Tennis is a better game. I think Lemmings is also a better game. Shouju Janshi Sushibai is also a better game. Is Doom better? This busted ass version of Doom. I don't know about that. Is Top Gear 2 better than Jurassic Park? From our good friends over at Ocean. I fucking hate Cool Spot, but Cool Spot is impressive, at least a little bit. It's Kaon, that's correct. Well, what's the guy's name? Shoot. The guy who reverse engineered the code to make the version for the Super Nintendo. Steve? Tom? I think it might be Steve. Steven something. I forget. Long story short, yeah. They partnered with, I think, I Am 8-Bit, I think, and we took that original code and hacked it, made a better version, and are also putting it on a cartridge to resell. It's just crazy. I don't think it's out yet. I don't think. But I think it should be soon. Okay, hold on. I'm not sure if Top Gear 2 is better than Cool Spot. I don't think Top Gear 2 is better than Doom. I don't even think it's better than Magic Sword. It's definitely Randall. That's it. Thank you. Randall Linden. Yeah. Some guy named Randall. Again, he reversed engineered the code. It's impressive for what it is, even if it's super fucked up. Not that Randall. Sorry, Ganj. I don't think Top Gear 2 is better than Jurassic Park. I don't think it's better than Uncharted Waters. As much as that game pisses me off sometimes. I don't think it's better than King of Dragons. I don't think it's better than Cool Spot. I fucking hate playing Cool Spot, but Cool Spot is still, at the very least, a more impressive game than Top Gear 2. Congratulations, Top Gear 2. You're still better than Stardust Suplex. Worthy of 205. I'm gonna go Top Gear 2. If it's his own code or if just further engineering or refining. I think he did not receive the source code, so he had to write it himself. If I recall hearing the history correct on that. I hope I didn't screw that up and misremember, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember he did a whole bunch of interviews, Randall, and like a guy from I Am 8-Bit, I think. If it's not I Am 8-Bit, it's Limited Run. It might be limited run. I can't remember. It's one of the two. But like, long story short, I remember that guy getting out there doing interviews talking about his experience making that Super Nintendo version of Doom. And that's when they were like advertising like the thing for pre-order and stuff like that. So anyways, congratulations, Top Gear 2 to Gremlin Graphics. But yes, as it was noted, there is but one more Top Gear game. So let's take a look at that. I'll pull this up. Oh, when did this game come out? 94. Okay. Over here. Man, Top Gear 1 is so much better than 2. That makes me sad. I was right to say before the start of the stream, say like, yeah, Top Gear 2 is better than 1, right? It's like, upgrade stuff makes it more meaningful. Da 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 da. I'm like, no, this racing looks like shit. How about this one though? I gotta do this again, don't I? Top Gear 3000. 3000? Once every millennium, one of the greatest events in the galaxy begins. It is a race, a car race. It starts at the furthest reaches of the galaxy. This is going too fast. For the winner, riches beyond belief. Knowledge of the race is passed from generation to generation. The identity of the organizer has been lost through the mists of time, or maybe has never been known. But even the youngest child knows on a certain... I didn't see what that's... All he has to do is look to the skies for a sign. The time has arrived. You are in the race. Good luck. This is Top Gear 3000, also by Gremlin Graphics. Also released by Kemco in the year 1994. I have never played this before. All I know is that it takes place in the future, because like all good video games, what do you do with it when you've already made 2 of them and you don't know how else to innovate? You set the game in the future, right? Also, I like how you can play one player split, which, if I'm guessing, is that like Top Gear 1? And then in Top Gear 2, I go full screen? No options here. Let's look at split really quick. If it does exactly what I thought. Oh, the Merak system. MISC. Sure, dude. I mean, these menus look familiar enough. This music. Oh, this looks a little more like Top Gear 1 as a result, I guess. Also, not accelerating. I don't... Okay, I got it. I got it. Oh, this runs at a very poor frame rate, huh? Oh, are those like F-Zero pads? The guy in the bottom just ran through it. Oh, this looks terrible. Oh, there's repair and recharge. I'm gonna guess repair is obviously fixing your car, and then recharge is from my turbo. Oh, this is running at like no frames per second. Oh, but the background still moves at a very high frame rate. That's very funny, if you ask me. See when the screen turns like that, but the road is moving at a different frame rate than the background scrolling of the sprite, the skybox and stuff. Oh, that hurts my brain. Let's go. Let's choose the full screen and hope this is better. Oh, there was options. Sorry. Yeah, it was just difficulty and stuff, right? Ugh. All right, let's do this for real. You know what? Fine. Just, I don't care. individually mappable. Finally. Oh, use weapon. That's interesting. That's interesting. Turbo not on this list. I bet that still used turbo. Weapon up and weapon down. Okay. Interesting. We're playing Mario Kart all of a sudden, or what? Even in the future, miles per hour or kilometers per hour, which for some reason changes in the top left there are control console. That's how much certain regions of Earth did not want to use miles per hour or kilometers an hour, I guess. All right, paint shop. I will say these menus are funky as shit. Because why not? I guess. I don't like these menus all of a sudden because it's like I have to choose and then I have to move off of it. Is that? No, just pressing up or down. Well, weird. Okay. Like I don't have any money, so I can't buy anything, right? Tires, very expensive. Modus Super Kevlar Rubber Mix. Good grip. Okay. So I can't just buy like the topmost tire like I could before. It seems like you just need to buy the next one that gives you a higher stat. Wait, hold on. No, up and down makes this menu choice go up, not left and right. I mean, both do it. So if I'm over here and I choose this blue, okay, whatever. Look. Menus are hard, I guess. We don't have any money, so. Great. More frame rate. And 90% more skybox. I guess the frame rate is at least giving some sense to be better than the last game. I'll say that much. I don't know if that's made my eyes fool me because the background scrolls at like a full sense of frame rate, but the road and the trees that we see scrolling by do not. So it's like very off-putting. Also, I just realized I'm literally racing an oval right now. This music sounds better? Better than the last game, I'll say that much. I think. Oh god, I was fixing my headphones. Get a lot of boost in this game. That's what I'll say. Nope. Well, came in second. Okay. I don't know if I like the way the car looks. It's bothering me. Looks like a wingless Lamborghini or something. Oh. I mean, of course. It's the future. Alright. Next planet. Oh, wow. Mode 7 rotation. There it is. That's a Mode 7 for you. cannot choose these planets. I don't believe. Alright, can I buy anything yet? Alright. No, can I buy a new engine? Go faster? Get the first one. I feel like I need new tires. That's... I was immediately what I could tell. It's like, it seemed like the car was not making turns very easily, so... Let's try these. Maybe I just felt like I had a lot of boost in the last track because it's a short track. Come on, go, dude. Oh my god, I hate that it's like I'm looking at so little of the screen right now. Again, like, only looking at the bottom bit of the screen is very strange. And, like, your car seems, like, more squat than even Top Gear 2 did. So, like, it just makes the game look very, like, squished for some reason, even though I know it's not. Again, you get a lot of turbo. Also, I'll fix my headphones. Also, these turning signs are not actually things you can collide with. It's kind of interesting, I guess. Also, am I out of turbo? I cannot tell. That... Okay, so that meter for recharge is not boost. That's fuel. Because I'm hitting the button, I'm out of boost. I don't know what else my boost marker is, but I mean, we're in first place at least. Oh god. Also, we're in the future, and we're racing in a place that kind of just looks like the video game Grand Canyon, right? Like, if we were playing any other racing game that was not, quote-unquote, set in the future, they would just call... Like, there's cactus plants we're driving by right now. Like, space cactus. If we're playing any other racing game right now, people would just call this Las Vegas, Nevada. You know? Secret bonus D. Sure. Okay, I don't need to see this. Oh, oxygen? I wonder if that has an effect on the car? That'd be interesting, maybe. But also, why are our cars, you know, fuel combustion engines that require oxygen? Should that matter? Sure. Make car go fast, right? Maybe I should have bought like a gearbox. I will say this, at least, I think this game plays better than the last one. I still don't know what my boost... Oh, okay, sorry. It's the little green pips near that B. Okay. And I get 4 of them, and I have 4 laps. Alright. Good to know. Ooh, jumps. Did I see power-ups off those jumps? Let me hit that again. Did I pick up a boost? Let's use one. Let's see. Oh, I didn't pick it up. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Okay. That's interesting. Other Top Gear games didn't have that. Right? So that means I can use 2 on this one. I wonder if those things respawn every lap or not. Also, we're cooking now. Let's stay on the right side again to see if you can pick up another boost, or if it... No, okay. So it's gone. That's still interesting. Okay. I have no hint if the enemy AI can pick up those boosts. I'm gonna guess not if they didn't get it that lap, but... I guess we're on the moon right now, looking at those space craters in the back, which is more fun, I guess. Or, you know, it's better than Space Nevada, you know? More interesting that the collision with the other cars is a little dodgy in this game, huh? Final lap. Oh god. I find it interesting my gas is definitely running more down. Shit. I wonder if it's running... My fuel is running lower because I'm driving faster. That might be interesting. The spins still look cool. Yeah, you know. That looked okay even in Top Gear 2, but I'm trying to avoid that from happening, right? It's game. I'm trying not to crash. It's gonna do this every single time, isn't it? Let's skip this. A password! Great! Also, this space jazz. It's like jazz fusion, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'd even call it that. Okay. Does this just mean I get more boost? Initial speed good. What does that mean? What does that mean, video game? Good all round. This is the last one I can buy, and it's $400,000. What do you mean? This is interesting. I'll say that. This game is much more interesting than Top Gear 2. Does it play as good? It plays better. I don't love the music as much as, say, the first game. I'm not saying that because of nostalgia. Top Gear... The first Top Gear game's music is part of that game's identity, along with how fucking wild it looks, right? This game looks wild in a way that's, I don't think, fun to look at. I don't like that the background is scrolling at a different frame rate than what everything else is moving. In fact, it's a bit queasy. A 2-player... Oh god, don't even get me started with that. There's no San Fran Rush 24/9. What is stealth photos? What is? I hear people like that new cruising game. Maybe I'll say that. What's the new one called? Cruisin'... Is it Cruisin' World? No, it's not Cruisin' World. Cruisin' World's an old one, too. Cruisin' Blast? I think it's Cruisin' Blast, right? Is that the one that's like put out by... Who makes that? Right, Raw Thrills. Yeah, Raw Thrills is the company out there that's making like modern day arcade games still, right? Some good, some not great, but I know Cruisin' Blast is quite well liked. I heard one with Al Pacino. I think your joke went over my head. I'm sorry, it's Kaon. A decade ago? Wow. Yeah, 2017. Jesus Christ, Delphocus. I thought it was more recent than that. I remember people liking the music out of that game. That's what I remember, primarily. Anyways. Top Gear 3000. 3000. I like that I kind of like that out of the branding of the name. Cruising from, oh, man. That's a much different thing. I like that this game decided, it's like, we had to make this game sound futuristic. What do we do? Well, how about 3, because it's Top Gear 3, but 3000. In the year 3000. Crazy. Sure. Plus in Unity, apparently. Oh, neat. Is this game better than Top Gear 2? Yeah. I think significantly. Right. It's leaning into the futuristic parts maybe a little bit, in the sense that it's like the car maybe looks a little more futuristic. They put boosts around the world because, I don't know, an F-Zero like ground power-ups for your fuel and your armor, I guess. Yeah, versus a no. The Hocus. No. No. Just no. Clearly. Come on. No. At no point was this game have a very conspicuous punch that I didn't know what the fuck it was doing correctly. At no point am I moving in and out of a neutral range with an enemy to decide, can I do anything with this? Or am I just walking back and forth and the enemy is just going to randomly do an attack on me, right? Racing has a nooch. Yeah. I guess. It's mostly keep away. I think, yeah, Top Gear 3000 is better than Top Gear 2. I think it's also better than Cool Spot. I think it's also better than Uncharted Waters and King of Dragons. I think it's better than Jurassic Park. It's better than Magic Sword. What isn't Top Gear 3000 better than? I don't think Top Gear 3000 is better than Knights of the Round. No, it's definitely not. It's no Run Saber. Come on. I don't even think it's as good as Zoop. I'm not even sure. No, Top Gear 3000 is no MechWarrior 3050 either. Don't think it's as good as Sho Aniki, which is funny because that game is mostly known as a Kusage. It's better than Mega Man Soccer, though. No, it's not. Okay. Super Tennis, better or worse than Top Gear 3000? Super Tennis, pretty cool. Yeah, it's got it right in its name. What if it was Super Tennis 3000, though? How cool would that be? Just saying. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Maybe tied. I think Top Gear 3000 is better than Magic Sword. I think it's also better than Doom. It's better than Lemmings. Yeah, it might be pushing it. I think Super Tennis is still better than Top Gear 3000. I think this is the zone for sure. I think Top Gear 3000 is better than Shin's Revenge. The Heavy Rain guy thanks you. Great. I mean, the Heavy Rain guy that has his game all the fucking way way down here. Ugh. Ugh. Music is okay. Music is okay. That game is dog shit, though. Remember, the song just goes FBI for no reason? I don't know. You don't even play as the FBI in that game. I don't... Weird. Look, I think this version of Doom is like a pipe dream, right? In this state. I know they fix their whatever modern version they're fixing would make this game rank so much higher, right? But it's not. This is the version we got. It's impressive that it exists, but it's not what you want. Top Gear 3000 is better than Doom. It's also better than Bishoju Janshi Sujipai. It's better than Melfin Stories. I don't think it's as good as Lemmings, though. I think some people might call Lemmings boring. I get it. But I think it's doing a lot of original things for the time. And it's impressive that this exists also on the Super Nintendo. Even if it's not the ideal way to play it, right? You should be playing this game on a computer of some kind. For mouse control. Which significantly makes it a much more pleasing experience. Alright. That's all the Top Gear games, finally. I've been meaning to play these games for a while just because I really like that first game. I think that first game is iconic, even if it's supremely busted. It's how I remember. Like, when I think Gremlin graphics, I think of Top Gear, and Gremlin graphics has made not a lot of incredible video games on the Super Nintendo, but out of most stuff coming from that region, right? I'd say it did a mighty fine job with all these racing games overall, right? Are they as performant as you want? No, but they were certainly running up to the limits of what the console was, or what they were capable of doing with the console. I'll say that, right? All right. How are we doing on time? It's 9:30. I've been going for maybe 2 games. I'm going through a lot of games. Going through games a lot quicker today, as you can tell, just on purpose. Which one should we do? Yeah, let's do this. That uptime is not going to be accurate because an hour or more of that is me yelling about ham sandwiches, right? For an hour. It's chaos. Yeah, hockey tape and ham. That's Canada, baby. That and disregarding of Indigenous rights, because that's Canada, baby. Bullshit. Healthcare, but don't ask about all this other stuff that's important. Don't look. Ugh. Anyways, moving on. Let's look at this. Licensed by Nintendo, of course. Slow crawl. This game was released in 1994, originally 1993 in Japan, but Ubisoft presents, which is weird. Weird. One might think it's K-On!, also an Amiga game, but no. Not this one. Absolutely not this one. There's Mode 7 on this racer fella. Ah, shit! That sure looks like Damon Hill. That sure looks like some more F1 cars. That sure looks like a Damon Hill and a Nigel Mansell, actually. This is F1 Pole Position 2 by the Human Corporation, or you might also know them as Human Entertainment, because this game is actually Human Grand Prix 2. But because it was localized to America, where nobody knew who the fuck Human Entertainment was, they called it F1 Pole Position instead for this series. So, this is indeed the sequel to Human Grand Prix, a game that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Now, it is worth noting for Human Grand Prix, it is way the fuck up here, because I think this is an incredible video game. Where is it? There it is. Number 27, all the way back in part 3. Now, is it possible I overranked this game? Yes. Yes. Is it possible my nostalgia very early on in this series did not know how to manage back and forth where to place this game? Yes. It's possible. It's possible. I also played the Japanese version of the game because I don't know. Could I have played F1 Pole Position 1 instead, which is a localized version? Yeah, I could have. But this sure looks like some more F1 racing in the style of Human Grand Prix now, doesn't it? It runs well, and it's 2-player right now. Right? So let's take a look here. At least now I have the benefit of the English language to work with. Go to config really quick. Computer level. Machine touch. Maybe like turn sensitivity, maybe. Machine damage. Yeah, you know what? This is fine. Let's leave this as default for now. Just do it. Let's just do a Grand Prix. Yes, there's quite a few of them. It's K-On! For sure. And we've only ever played the first one. This game sounds like a Human Entertainment game, right? These confirmation sounds, this menu boop boop kind of sound as I'm cursoring, right? The instrumentation of the music sounds like I'm playing Fire Pro Wrestling all of a sudden. But no, this is Human Grand Prix. Here's our boy. Oh, sorry, it's Alain Prost, not Damon Hill. My bad. So I guess this game came out in 1994, 93 in Japan. So yeah, it would have been the 93 F1 season. There's Damon Hill. Okay, so it's Damon Hill and Alain Prost. That means Nigel Mansell is racing for someone else? Or did he not race in the 93 year? What? What year was Nigel Mansell? Nigel Mansell. Hold on. 1993. Oh, he was racing in IndyCar for that year. I forgot about that. Is that right? That was in like an off-season thing? I'm looking. Hold on. Hold on. I met there's our boy. There's our mustache man. Nigel Ernest James Mansell. Age 72. Wow. Okay. Oh, his spouse, Roseanne. Not that Roseanne, don't worry. Return to Williams, right? Right, because he was going to retire. Right, because he raced with Ferrari for 89 to 90, which is what I was like, what, did he race for Ferrari in this game? It's like, that didn't sound right either. So yeah, 92, Formula One World Champion. Of course, this would be using the FW cars that I mentioned, right? There it is, the FW14. Legendary car. Legendary. Oh, Dispute with Williams' departure from F1 in 93. Interesting. Interesting. And yes, that's why he went to the IndyCar for that year. And then briefly returned in 1994. Yes, Damon Hill got promoted from test driver and was running full-time in one car. Prost, Mansell's replacement, won the 93 Drivers' Championship and then retired after the season. Okay. Got it. Got it. And yes, this was also the year that Aaron Senna was unfortunately killed in this accident, right? Damon Hill looks old now? Yeah, kind of. He's still working for one of the companies, isn't he? If I recall. No, he's doing broadcasting, right? I forgot he's doing broadcasting for F1 now. I forgot about that. Yeah. Is it an evil wizard? He looks like an old British man. What do you want? What do you want, Delphogus? What do you want? Guess what? Lots of old British guys in F1. Lots of them. And they all, you know, look. Less severe features. Look. They smoked a lot of cigarettes in their time, right? In their particular era of F1 racing. Smoked a lot of cigarettes. A whole lot of John Players. And fucking Marlboros. You know? Alright, let's play this game. Who should I play as? Sean Lessie, Robert Petracy, Michael Schumacher, of course, in the Ford Benetton car. Yeah, there you go. 20 Benson Hedges and a pint of bitter while driving. Ugh. There's Michael Andretti, funny enough, for McLaren before they were okay. I wouldn't call them good. They were scrappy. Extremely scrappy. They're still scrappy in some ways, but they win races now, right? Sauber, kind of terrible, I'll admit. Tyrrell, they're defunct. Footwork, a very strange team. There's Suzuki, who I can never remember what their first name is. There's Gerhard Berger. John Lacey. No Ayrton Senna in this game, of course. RIP to a real one. I think that's Ukio Katayama. I think. Maybe? I don't want to do disrespect. Let's play as our boy Damon Hill. Look how handsome in this portrait he looks, though. Handsome! Alain Prost, looking pretty aged. Alain Prost, obviously a legend. But let's play as Damon Hill. I don't know if he has the hair for what Meltzer looks like, though. It's Kaon. Let's go to setting. Let's set up our car. This should look familiar. Oh, different. Similar options here. Steer type. I think this modifies sensitivity. I don't remember. Let's stay with slicks. Let's go with a softer tire. I don't mind pitting. Or just, you know, don't be as hard on the tires, right? Automatic is fine. Let's keep these as default because I don't know. I know what they would probably do, but let's make the tachometer digital so I can more easily read the speed. I don't know what these pit work settings mean. I've never known, and I will not make any attempt to learn because I just want to race. Let's do a free run just to get the feeling of this game. See, it always takes a bit to get used to playing Human Grand Prix, personally. Just because it's like the steering is so fucking different, right? So different. Also, wow, you get a lot more screen in this one. If you remember Human Grand Prix, you only get half, right? Wait, did I want to? No. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I actually have to accelerate out of the pit. You get a lot more screen. Granted, your car is only in the lower bit. I can kind of appreciate they put a lot of the UI on the bottom, as complicated as it looks. Oh, God. Accelerate is indeed B. Brakes is on A. I want to say shifting, yep, is on LB, RB, but it's an automatic now, so it's doing like a semi-automatic situation. Now this is indeed some Mode 7. And also you can tell where you're... Again, the analog of... Oh, God. I am doing poorly, but that's fine, because this is a skill issue. I just, again, have to get reacclimated. Again, there's analog to the turning, right? So, like, I am moving this arrow left and right, and you can see it is fighting the amount of grip I have as it, like, kind of jiggles left and right. No music, interestingly enough. You know, the first game had music. Did they decide it's like, oh, we gotta take this game very seriously. No more music. Just too bad, because I like the way human entertainment games sound. Also, come on, get back on the track. You know, even though the analog of the car turning is not represented in terms of, like, the sprite, the arrow is indeed measuring how much my car is able to turn, right? So that was my Windows giving me a notification for, let's finish setting up. What are you talking about, Windows? I've never received that message ever before. Go away. I'm going to guess if I click on that notification, it's like, how about buying Office 365, asshole? Because we notice you're not yet subscribed. No? How about this other full page splash for Microsoft Game Pass? No! Leave me alone! Okay, we are shoring up our laps a little bit. There's no more meters for how much your tire wear was going down and stuff. Which is strange. Maybe it's just because I was in practice. Let's do a qualifying lap. Michael Andretti was using this game instead of Aaron Satter because his contract was secured with Sega for their Super Monaco GP2 game. Oh, is that why he wasn't in here? That's interesting. So this game still came out before he died then. I mean, it makes sense in terms of development and stuff at the time. This game released in 1993 in December in Japan. I don't remember what date Aaron Senna specifically passed away in, but it would have been definitely earlier than that. All right, here we go. Here we go. This game is very much not arcadey feeling. You gotta brake. You gotta brake for these corners. Oh god. Oh god. It's been a bit since I played a Human Grand Prix, so I'm definitely struggling. I wish there was music. I'm still missing the bumpin' tunes. May 94, the first? Oh. I thought he passed away in 93. Isn't that what I read? Oh god. Oh god. I don't know if we're even gonna get a decent qualifying lap here. There is a sense of, like, not drifting, but there is indeed... I can definitely feel a sense of oversteer and understeer with the car. You can kind of see it. I'm trying not to because it's... See, I'm definitely understeering there because I'm going too fast, obviously. But there is some stability control, I think, that's enacted as keeping my car from, like, spinning out of control if I try to gun it too hard in some of these turns. God, brakes. Jesus. How much time is it going to give me to qualify? Okay, final lap. Oh, come on. I was hoping I could use a little more of the barrier there. Go, 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 go. God. These gears are not gearing down when I need them to. I had to hit that manually, but then I took my focus off of it. And it made me drive into the side. It's like I'm manually downshifting now. Because the game is keeping it too low of a gear. Like, that's too high. It's generally gearing up when I need it to, at least, but it's not gearing down enough after I brake. Okay, let's try this again. Not qualify, let's just do the race reel. Do the shoulder buttons switch through HUD elements to show tires and shit? No, they just shift up and down. So I am doing automatic, like I said, right? Should choose technically speaking, a lower gear ratio if I'm playing the science would mean you have a higher top score. But sometimes video games interpret high gear or low gear as, like, your acceleration. So I'm a little scared to set this at, like, high, which would give me more acceleration but less top speed, right? Which I was absolutely not reaching. Let's try high. Also do a little more downforce. I'm curious. No, let's say this as digital. Let's say this is digital. Did I just hear a guy say "take it easy" in the music? I think I did. Alright, here we go. Skip that. Oh, look at that! You don't get the, like, times split anymore. I get actual rear views up there. Alright, come on, Damon. Oh, and I crashed already. Great. Great, let's rewind. Out of the way. Oh! We're fine. Again, more simulation style-ish. Oh, God. Okay. There's the splits, I guess. Let's make a pass. Oh, God. Oh, God. That... Wait, every time I hit A, that thing is coming down. Jesus. Okay. Hitting X doesn't seem to do anything. Y definitely breaks, right? But yeah, I guess it's canon, you're right. It's like hitting the A button brings down the lap time counter if I don't want the rear views, which, oh God, the rear views being that high up is silly, if you ask me. It is way too high up to look at and way too small to look at as well. Right, I should be downshifting manually because this game is weird with that. Also, my headphones I had to fix. Sorry. I'm going to rewind. Oh, God. God. The downshifting in this is weird. I don't remember that being a problem with the last game. Whenever I... Ah, jeez. Whenever I had to slow down. It's like, upshifting is fine. It seems to be doing it at the right time, but, like, I always feel like I'm in way too high of a gear. So I just hit the wrong button. God. It's like every time I hit the brakes, I have to downshift. And it's super annoying because it's just not staying in the right range. Like even for like a small brake like that. And it's also because it's like I don't have any analog on the acceleration or the brake. Like obviously because of this aero system they've built into the steering, there's analog on the steering. But because I don't have any analog on the brakes and acceleration, it makes braking extremely touchy, right? Unlike real simulation style where it's like, you know, you can softly apply brakes to slow down less. So in this game, I have to either like coast it out to, you know, stop accelerating or, you know, ideally hitting the brake because you want, you know, to efficiently stop as fast as possible. But sometimes you don't need that much, right? Like, so here I am. I'm also... I chose automatic for a reason, so I don't have to manage the gears, but it not doing that very well for me right now is a huge pain in the ass. Which is why the car sounds like so goofy as I'm decelerating and accelerating. Where it's like... like... because it's not keeping up, essentially. I have to fix my headphones. Also, yeah, it's a lot of laps. It's a lot of laps, right? It's Kaon. Like, this acceleration being an issue is making this feel like shit. I'm not gonna lie. I will say I like the extra space given for more racing to happen on the screen. It's still kind of just half of the TV, right? It's not the whole thing, which is kind of whatever. I do think the frame rate looks good, given, you know, it's running mode 7, it's making everything look super flat. You know, it's not like Nigel's game where, you know, actual objects are on the road and stuff, which it's fine, I guess. It's, you know, arguably more realistic here, given that, you know, there's not giant left turn signs on the road and stuff like that in real racing, so fine. So you can see there, like, I actually did a little bit of a drift. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but simulated some level of grip for the car. It still feels okay. If it wasn't for... ah, jeez. Kariyama! Get out of the way! It still feels more or less like the last game. Just this... my shifting not working the way it needs to is super frustrating. Is it also possible it's like I need to change my gear ratio to something more sensible? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Obviously, I kept everything most at the default the first time I played, but I still ran into this issue, right? I tried bumping it the other direction, so like... oh, there's so many laps. There's too many laps. That's... it's reset. Low ratio of lots of corners? Okay. So that means acceleration probably is higher, if that's the case. Let's do a normal battle. So we don't have to do all the other stuff. 3 laps. Great. Trouble on or off? I don't know what that means. Let's try fun. I don't know. Sure. Full entry. Yeah. Give me everyone. Still gonna give me the option to modify the car? Yeah. Gear. Let's try low. I tried high last time. Let's see if this feels any better. I assumed it high would be better because more downforce, right? But let's keep this default. Take it easy. Let's try this. Skip this. Go, dude. Oh, God. We're getting rammed. Jesus. No! No! The collision in this game is a little goofy, right? Like, it's definitely not simulating that very well. But 2D sprites kind of is what it is, right? Oh, God. I'm just trying not to collide. Yeah, the cars are not going to explode. It's not that kind of a game. Ah! Oh, come on. Get out of the way. Andretti! You son of a bitch. Move your fucking ass. Actually, I don't think those were the Ferraris. Those might have been the footwork cars. Oh, yeah, like, this acceleration is still goofy. Look. It's not great. It's not great. Like, I should be able to, like, keep the car at least in a higher RPM than this. Straight away, it's fine, obviously. Again, I don't remember this being a problem in the last game. You can bet I'm going to try it out after this. Just to be sure. Like, I should be down one gear for that turn, right? Oh, way too low. Way too low. It's like it's not downshifting when I'm... until, like, my car straightens out, almost, right? Like, in the middle of a turn, the car will not downshift for me. Oh, it makes my car feel like it's in molasses, right? Because I'm just, like, not getting enough, like, acceleration as soon as the turn straightens out, right? Unless I downshift and force the car to get fucking going. Like I did there, right? After the apex. Otherwise, if I don't, like this, it's just stuck in 6th gear! Like, it's just, this is frustrating as fuck. Ah, we're on the last lap, I should just finish it. I was ready to put this game down. Have I been fooled into thinking the last game does this? I have to know. Ugh. All I'm doing is hitting this left RB button because I have to downshift constantly. Okay, it still does that when you win. That's fun. No music, though! No music! Where's that bumping sound font that I love out of Human Entertainment? Oh, wow. Look at that. Unique Alain Prost art. Great! God, you frizzly-haired son of a bitch. Whatever. Oh, man. Where'd my music go? Where'd my music go? Jeez. I don't know about that. That's... Yeah, great presentation. Great. I don't know. I don't know if you meant to type in 101 out of 10, but that might be a bit much. Strong, though. Gotta know. Gotta know. $1992. Just the year before. Oh, yeah. That's what a V12 is supposed to sound like. Oh, yeah. Look at this Human Entertainment logo. Right? Good stuff. Good stuff. Also, again, this is a Japanese version, which, as far as I remember, doesn't have a lot of Japanese text on it. So, like, whatever. Right? Maybe this is why they need 4 tries on the SNES. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, this music is good. Again, these are the menu sounds. I feel like I'm playing Super Fire Pro or something. Here he is. RIP to a real one. There's Nigel. Oh, no mustache in this one. No, he's probably he's got some unique art. I think this game does have some. Here we go. South Africa, of course. Oh, we just played this track in Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing, right? So why not? Let's go to settings. Do you see why I like this game so much? Do you see? Do you see? Let's go a little bit lower. Digital. Or downforce. That's a nasty, nasty bass. It's also not Toe Jam and Earl. God, it's Kaon. Stop it. How do I change how many laps? Because I don't want to do 10. Oh, no, we're doing Grand Prix, so I can't. Shit. No, that's fine. Just race. Sure. Sure. Sorry. Okay, still got the settings. We're fine. Again, you only get half the screen in this. Much less real estate. But you get music! I can press that button, it changes to the timing thing, but, you know, whatever. Oh god, oh god. Road's a lot more narrow in this, for some reason. Come on. Come on. Ooh! Come on, don't collide. Just try not to collide. I will say this arrow on the... Oh god, on the analog definitely feels like it returns to the center a lot less than this last game. So, like, this game implies more analog control. Seemingly. I can't remember if, like, holding L and R makes it... No, because that's gear shifting. Hold on. It's like... I was trying to see if, like, holding a button makes it turn more... Like, turns it faster. But it does not seem to be the case. Alright, let's try... Keep an eye on the gear shifting situation here. Hit the brakes way too early there. But it downshifted for me, right? Yeah, look at that. Like, I did not hit shoulder buttons for this. Didn't need the downshift for that, so that's fine. God, don't want to collide. Could use a downshift there. Oh god. Oh god, let's rewind. Oh god. Maybe you could have used a downshift there. So I gotta manually do that. Ah, jeez. Oh, fuck. It's just... Oh, come on. It's like, again, I could use a downshift there so I can get some passing, right? No. Shit. Sorry, Michael. Oh, God. Ooh. Yeah, see, it's the same. It also struggled. I didn't realize this. That's annoying, right? It's like stuck in fifth, right? I don't know if maybe there's a setting that can modify that, or if it's like, again, maybe just the way I have my car tuned. I don't think it is, but needing to worry about downshifting is not what I remember when I originally played this. To get more you know. Ugh. It's fine. I will say, having music during the race is nice. That part is better, at least. And also, like, you know, the little meters and stuff for seeing the wear and tear on my systems. Like, I don't know if you saw, like, on my tires and stuff like that. That wasn't an issue. Maybe I don't know if maybe because of the difficulty or something, or I didn't choose. That's not the wear and tear on the second game. I couldn't fully tell. Like, usually those systems, it's like as soon as they get down to the yellow and stuff, you have to, like, go in for a pit to fix them, right? Because you damage your car too much, or the wear and tear on those systems starts to go, right? So I'm confused with the second game. It's like, what's going on, right? What's happening here? Let's fast forward a little bit. It's fine. Whatever. Fine. Is there like a setting here? No, hold on. I need to go to the main menu. Config. It's got to be machine damage, right? I had one by default before. Machine touch. I still don't know what these do. I mean, let's see what happens when you put them to 3, right? Oh, you can put computer level to that. Ooh, real weather. All right. Oh, World GP. Oh, look at this. You want to do maximum? I don't know what max is. You can do 40 laps if you want. If you want. The minimum is 10 for the World GP. Ooh. Ooh. Oof. Yeah, I did 10 laps with no pitting. That's true. That is absolutely true. You would have thought the tires would have run, let alone all the collisions I was doing, right? God, why does Michael's face look so sad in this? Let's play as Let's play as our boy Alan Prost here. Condition half. That's interesting. Let's get right to the race. Fine. Yeah, like the meters for that stuff. Maybe they like start glowing like red or something when there start to be like wear on those systems. Maybe. Maybe? I will say, I think this... Oh, come on. I got collided. I think the steering this game feels a little bit better. Mostly by factor of... You know, that line always bouncing back to the middle. Whereas in Human Grand Prix 1, it does not, right? It stays there. I have to move the car's steering back to center, right? I wonder if that's maybe part and parcel to like some of the settings here for like steer type. Right? Oh gosh. Type 2? Maybe that makes a difference. It'd be nice if it told me, but Not a manual, it'd probably tell me, right? So let's take a look at this. See if it plays more like the last game. It does. Look at that. The steering doesn't bounce back to the middle like it did before. Okay, so that's definitely a part of Human Grand Prix that I've never even bothered trying to look up. So now it's like gentle turns are much easier to take like this. Well, as long as you don't collide with other cars. But this is much harder to manage, I'll admit. But it's like, it's super neat, I think, as a system. And I think, you know, a little more realistic to the sense of the racing, I'll admit. Of it not always bouncing back to center plane, right? Still got a downshift. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Now I'm curious what the other steering modes have. Type 1? It also doesn't bounce back to the middle. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well, I mean, now I have to see what Type 4 Type 4 does, right? Easy and heavy. That's... Take it easy. This has to also influence it somehow, but I don't want to spend too much more time on this. It's definitely not bouncing back to the middle like it did when I had it on the default. That's interesting. Did I change something that I didn't even know it? Oh god. Oh god! I'm a menace! I'm definitely controlling, you know, again, more analog on this. This feels no different than Type 2 or Type 1. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I did differently. Type 3. Let's leave it, see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely bouncing back to the middle when I let go, when I stop putting a D-pad input in. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god! It's just, it's the worst. That's weird. I should read a manual and actually see what those do. Right. I will say I think I find this easier in ways, but not as satisfying when it comes to, oh jeez, as satisfying as, you know, having to bring the car back to center as if it was, you know, actually managing a real steering wheel of sorts, right? Colliding with other cars, still a problem in this game. The acceleration thing, still a little bit of an issue. It feels more severe in this game for some reason, of needing to downshift every time oh god! Stop! No, there! Okay, my win has turned yellow. I don't know what win means, other than the fact I am definitely not winning this race at this pace. Because again, the analog control of this... Ooh, look at that, dynamic weather. It's fun. It's like the cursor seems to, or the steering cursor, seems to stay out farther when I'm at the longer extremes of the turning. Oh god. But as soon as it's like maybe like halfway back, it seems to snap in a little bit faster, admittedly. Oh, come on. 1 returns a little bit, 2 is no return, 3 is full return, 4 returns when you press the opposite direction. Oh. That's interesting. That's Kaon. Thanks for looking up for that. That 4th option sounds interesting. Right? I couldn't find... I couldn't feel a difference between Type 1 and Type 2. I'll say that much, but... maybe there's like a threshold for that, depending on how much of the cursor you move out. Because I'm okay with no return, generally speaking. That's how I played the first game. You know, it was like that by default, and I never bothered to look it up. Ah, shit. Anyways. That's enough of that, I think. It's still a fascinating game to me. I'll say this, right? This second game is still absolutely fascinating to me. I think not just with the presentation, right? But like adding as much car customization as there is, way more than anything else we've seen today, right? Nigel Mansell's game had 4 things you could change, right? Like change tires from hard, soft to wet. You could change your gear ratio in also 3 presets, right? You could also change your aerofoil, again, only 3 presets, right? Simplified, which is fine, right? But this game tries to do more and tries to apply more analog across a broader array of one might call simulation options, even if the racing is not fully sim, right? Let's be very real. This is not, you know, iRacing out here to the technological limits of what it can do, obviously on the Super Nintendo, but those steering options, as noted by its Kaon, right? Like, I think makes her a much more interesting game. Obviously, I'm bad at it. Colliding constantly with the other cars, using more than my share of rewind today, just to try to play more of it. But for a while, when I used to play this game more, like I was definitely a lot better at it. I played a season of this game, even with its 10-lap races, which I think 10 laps is actually, it sounds like a sicko number, right? It's not an arcade racing game, right? But like 10 laps makes pitting crucial to the experience. Obviously, I did that full 10 laps today. Or no, I didn't. I mean, I came close, but I didn't pit the first time. Maybe that's because I had the machine wear at 1, and then in that last race that I just did there, I put the wear much at the maximum at the 3, right? With the car damage and stuff like that. So it makes sense. I wonder if maybe that first game, I just never configured that stuff, right? And so like making pitting part of the game, I think it's, you know, crucial to F1, period, right? All F1 games, you need to handle pit management, right? Obviously, modern day F1, you don't refuel anymore, but tires, right? Tire strategy is still an important part of F1. Being able to, like, you know, push your car the extra lap to, like, you know, overtake someone and then, like, you know, pit at the right time. That's all important to the sport, just as much as the actual racing, right? Obviously, you're only doing 10 laps, which is still a lot. But, like, yeah, not even remote to, you know, an actual F1 race, that's for sure, right? Where you're doing, yeah, that sicko amount of laps, that's for sure. So again, I find this game really fascinating, but let's get to the point. I don't think this game is better than Human Grand Prix 1. it is noticeable how that downshifting issue was much harder to contend with for some reason. It was, oh, wing was win, of course. Of course. Which would explain why I kept crashing and it would damage the shit out of it into other cars. Human Grand Prix had the music playing. I think I don't need the extra screen real estate. It looks better probably on a stream or something when you're looking at it, but like when you're actually doing the racing, it's not, you don't, it's just wasted space, right? Having the rear view mirrors up there, wasted space, right? It's like, I'm not looking that high up. At least in Human Grand Prix 1, when it's just like the full reverse mirror rather than just like the little simulated like tiny windows, right? It's like, you can look at, even because it's gigantic, you can look at it at a glance and be like, yeah, okay, I have a guy coming up behind me or something, right? But you're just not, it's not that concerning. I don't need it. I think Human Grand Prix 1 is still better than Human Grand Prix 2. That said, our 3 and 4, we still have to try. Not all of these games came out in English-speaking regions, right? But as Human Grand Prix 1 noted, like there's no Japanese text anywhere that I had to really work around. Exactly. If they're in your review, you're just not going fast enough. It's super true in this game. It's not like you're blocking people off as part of strategy. The AI is not super smart in these games. They're kind of just going along a set path and they're kind of contending with each other, but like they mostly don't recognize you as another physical object, right? It's like you're colliding with them, they're not colliding with you, right? They're going at a set speed around based on what their difficulty is to how fast that they're taking these turns and stuff like that. If you like nudge up against another car, it's not going to try to block you on purpose as a normal F1 car would do, right? Or it's not trying to like, move out of my way either to let me pass, because that's what you're supposed to do, because collision is illegal. You're allowed one defensive move, not multiples, right? In real F1, you can make one defensive gesture and you have to commit to it. And then if someone passes you, you have to let them by, right? You can't like try to physically push them off the track or something like that. Even without contact, crucially, right? F1 pole position 2. I also got the region wrong. This I said NA. It should be EU. Yeah, no banana peels either. It's true. No red shells. Although we got a mushroom, technically, it's certain parts of the track, right? It's technically DRS. Technically. If you're 2 seconds behind. I think it's 2 seconds, right? It might be less than that. I can't remember. I have to check the rule book. I think... Let's start lower. What isn't... No, okay. No, we're fine. What is better than F1 pole position 2, aside from just original Human Grand Prix? I think UN Squadron is better. I think Torneco's Great Adventure is better. I think Fire Pro Queen's Special is also better. I think Pro Yaku 3 Power Pros, right? 97 Aru. There's also a lot of these games we've got to play too. I think this game's fair. I think Wrecking Crew 98 is better. I think Pilot Wings is better. No, Uniracers is better. I think Ninja Warriors is also better. Human Grand Prix 2 better or worse than Super Castlevania 4? What isn't as good as Human Grand Prix 2? Isn't. You think it's better than Star Fox? Okay. Secret of Mana, though. I know you don't like Star Fox. I still like Star Fox quite a lot, right? I gave my hand away a lot earlier when I said maybe I overranked Human Grand Prix, right? So keep that in mind. As much as I like Human Grand Prix and still get very excited about the game, I don't think Human Grand Prix is better than Contra 3. I also don't think it's better than Gambare Goemon 2 or Lufia 2. There's Super Fire Pro Wrestling Special. I also don't think it's better than NBA Jam. It's Kaon. I don't think it's better than Mortal Kombat 2 either. But I think it's better than Ogre Battle. No. I think Ogre Battle is better, but it's better than Pokken Rocky 2. That's where I'm at for F1 pole position 2. Now, that being said, Human Grand Prix. Right? Where are you? There you are. Human Grand Prix. I don't think Human Grand Prix is better than UN Squadron. Let's go from where we put F1 pole position 2, okay? It's quite the jump down. I recognize that. I've been thinking about this for a very long time, okay? But I've been staying away from it because... Look, I know my nostalgia got me on this one, okay? I know. I still think Human Grand Prix, especially after today's short comparison, I think it's better than F1 pole position 2. I think it's still better than Mortal Kombat 2. Is this it? Is this it? NBA Jam is fucking incredible, right? Mortal Kombat 2 also incredible, but Mortal Kombat 2 struggles to play as a single player game. That's always been its biggest downfall, right? It's never been fun to play single player. This is a game you have to play with friends, right? You have to. Because at that point, everything else about it makes it so much fun. All the gore, the fatalities, you name it, right? Even something as simple in Mortal Kombat 2 as like playing 2-player, and then you and your friends be like, oh, let me do the fatality because I want to see it. That is already incredibly a lot of fun, even on its own, just to see the gnarly ass crazy shit that they put in this game. It's like doing the friendship, let alone the zeitgeist of it at the time, right? That's all part of the game. Was part of it for some of it, but it's also still really solid fighting game. But in a single player context, it's dog shit. It sucks. The way it's overtuned with the AI, right? Human Grand Prix is absolutely better than Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. But I don't think it's better than NBA Jam. That feels bad. That feels bad. It feels bad, but it's the truth. I love this game. I recognize a lot more than how good it actually is as a racing game, but as fascinating as the systems are within it, as good as the aesthetics, and to me, along with a game like Fire Pro Wrestling, really embody the uniqueness of human entertainment as a whole. It is still, in my eyes, one of my favorite human entertainment video games, along with, of course, Super Fire Pro Wrestling X Premium. Still, in my eyes, the best Fire Pro Wrestling game ever made? That's strong. That's strong. Fire Pro Wrestling World is very, very good. Different, but very good. Very good. Okay. Maybe 3 and 4 and up higher. We'll see. Today's not the day to do it. We're out of time, unfortunately. I was hoping to get around to it. I have a lot more racing games we need to play. Will I do them next week? I don't know. I had thought to maybe. Other games I wanted to look at today was Street Racer, which is an alternative to Mario Kart, perhaps. There's also Super Drift Out World Rally Championships, which I've never played before, but looked very interesting. It's also part of the SD Great Battle series. There is Battle Racers, which was the game I thought was a fake name because I could not find any history of its Japanese name anywhere. And Battle Racers has some of the worst SEO you could possibly imagine. So it was very hard to search around on that. So yeah, I believe the SD series, also called the Compati Hero, right? So I need to look more around that for what its actual Romanized Japanese name is, which would help me out a lot. But otherwise, I think we got a lot of good Gremlin graphics being showcased today, and trying to unravel more truth around Human Grand Prix, if you ask me. It makes me sad that I had to downrank it as much as I did, but again, it's fine. Lots of games I love do not need to rank high, right? Whether it be Super Fire Pro Wrestling Special, another human game, right? Legend of Mystical Ninja, Disney Aladdin, sure. Wild Guns, woo! Wild Guns. SimCity, you name it. Keep going. You can find something I love about every single one of these, but Human Grand Prix is really that special. Rank Crew 98's great! Stop it, it's Cam. Let's get out of here. Alright. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me today. Let's end this stream. Again, you can always go to youtube.com/@RGLee. That's where the VODs all go. And then on top of that, you can also go to here at twitch.tv/RGLee if you're watching on the VODs. Come over here, hang out with my cool friends. Of course, you can always pass me a tip and or donation. Always appreciate a $20 tip. Get you your Super Nintendo game of choice played for 8 gift subs or 2,000 bits. Play as soon as possible. So I'm playing someone else's game, which I'm currently not. So, you know. As long as I'm bringing the show, as long as it's not the end of the show like it's right now. Of course, thanks to all the people who sub and I still have to do the video game portion of that bonus stream still. So stay tuned for news about that. But I want to do that before I start my new job next week. So there's a chance this weekend maybe we'll play some Neo Geo games in a couple days. I know it's a bit short notice, but I want to make that happen. So stay tuned over the weekend. If you see a notification or two pop up from me, I want to crack out a lot of Neo Geo games. If you forget, if you've somehow forgotten, Garu, Mark of the Wolves, number 1 with a bullet. What can I say? Number 1 with a bullet. It's that good. It's just that good. Burning. It's Terry. It's incredible. It's like asking me if I'm okay. He's such a good friend. Mighty Puzzle Exchanger, still incredible. Windjammers, still incredible. What's not incredible? Goku 3. Not great. King of the Monsters, it's interesting, but A lot of soccer games. Fatal Fury 2, not my favorite. Puzzle de Pong, very boring. Neo Drift Out, I love, but it is not great. Oh, Battle Flip Shot, yuck. Right? It's a lot of stuff. Zoopapa! Remember Zoopapa? Pulstar with a cool running green hair lady. It's like Gunbuster all over again. Blazing Star, its sequel. Yeah, right? Right? Nightmare in the Dark? Remember Nightmare in the Dark? That shit was crazy. That game was incredible. Matra Melee? Unhinged. Samurai Showdown. I gotta play some Samurai Showdown this weekend. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do that. But in the meantime, we'll call the quits for now. I will be back again tomorrow with probably some Rocksmith. Actually, my hand was feeling pretty good. I even played a little bit today, just as a tester. And I was feeling pretty alright about it. As for how much I can play, we'll see. We'll see. But otherwise, we'll rate someone. Double check at least before we go offline. But for the VOD, say goodbye to them first. Have a nice night. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. All that good stuff. But for now, I'll talk to you later. Peace.